As requested by one of my lovely viewers and subscribers, I'm here to tell you about our favorite mid-range fashion brand. Straight out the gate, I'm going to start with the one that's clearly our favorite because it's climbing ever so high on the list index, surpassing brands like Bottega, Chloe, Balenciaga. We are all talking about COS, which is actually an acronym for Collection of Style. This is a brand under the H&M group, which caters to the minimalist lover. It's somewhat of a kindred spirit to the Row, Totem, all those other brands we've recently spoken about. COS is where you're going to find mid-range price clothing that look luxurious, that look more expensive than they actually are. So we're obviously seeing a lot of the elevated basics, neutral color palettes, but still very intentional designs, and a lot of these are desirable. Their most famous item, I believe, is their boxy tee. I've been trying to get one for myself in this particular color. It is so elusive, but they definitely are one of those brands that people turn to for this type of basics. And because this type of clean girl, chic, simple aesthetic is trending, it's definitely one of the brands that has been pushed to the forefront, and people are loving it. So far, my purchase from them is this pair of shoes that I wanted for this spring summer. I decided to step out of my usual style. Instead of getting sandals, which I usually get, or some ballet flats, I decided to go for mules because I was definitely jumping in on that kind of the Row type aesthetic, and I was very pleased with my purchase. These are amazing quality. They're full leather. I love how they look. I love how they feel. They're very comfortable, and they fit into so many different outfits that I was totally surprised, and it was very affordable. I paid full price for them, and it was still within a reasonable range. I was very impressed with how they transform a simple t-shirt and jeans outfit into something definitely more elevated. I totally understand what the elevated basics means when it comes to these styles, and if you're looking for that type of vibe, I would definitely recommend you look at COS. And obviously everybody else is looking at them, and that is why they are climbing higher and higher on the list index. I also want to point out, as someone who's very easily overstimulated in places that are packed with a lot of things, I really appreciate the in-store experience. I often shop at their store on 5th Avenue, but I was made aware that these stores are actually arranged like art galleries, and I definitely get that vibe. I take my time going around to each piece, and the way it's arranged, it encourages me to actually stop and pay attention to what's going on with the pieces, and I can appreciate them so much more, and it makes for more intentional purchases. So that's definitely a win in my books when it comes to COS, and I'll always keep going back to them. I forgot to show the shoes. So comes in this very minimalist looking white box. It has COS embossed on it. Very clean, very chic. And I've worn these multiple times, but I still try to keep them well preserved as best as I can, even though I think you're supposed to leave your leather to get some air. Let me know in the comments if that's how you take care of these things. I've worn them a lot of time, and I love how they are looking worn. I appreciate that, and that's kind of a theme with this type of style we're heading towards, or that's kind of trending, the worn in look. I really love that about these, and they still look good, but they look used. I appreciate that. So if you're looking for something similar to this to elevate your look, I would definitely recommend you go to COS, and you can actually get these. Another favorite mid-range brand of ours is SÈZANE, and this is the one brand I would gladly wear their logo plastered all over my chest. And that's because I think that is the whole vibe and whole essence of the brand. It's very playful, it's very freeing, and that is what I love about it. And I think others appreciate that about the brand. It's a Scandinavian brand whose whole premise is essentially being playful, being bold, and indicating to everyone else that the wearer doesn't take everything too seriously. They have a chill side. They love to enjoy themselves, and I love the pieces. Majority of them are of course casual, but they do have some more like semi-casual type pieces. I love their leopard print items. It's the only type of leopard print item I think I would dare to venture to wear out, and everyone else seems to be loving SÈZANE, and I've been hearing about SÈZANE for years, and it's one of those brands that when I go on a website looking for things to purchase, because I do that every now and then, I always filter, and SÈZANE is always in the mix. But I don't have anything from them as yet, which is very questionable, but I really do love the brand, and as soon as I get something, I'm definitely going to show you guys. Sandro Paris is another brand that we are all loving. I would say this is somewhat of a little sister to Chanel if she ever had one. This brand is definitely more for the youthful, actual girly, schoolgirl, high school girl type aesthetic, I would say, but also somewhat very formal. I do have one piece from them that I got from the Outnet. They had a sample sale, and once I saw this dress, I knew I had to have it. It's one of those pieces that I think would be very suitable for something like polo events or brunches. It's just a cute little dress. I haven't worn it as yet. I'm like really bad at showing stuff, but anyway, this is the dress. If you get the vibe, it has a little bit of ruffles at the bottom. I'm definitely going to love this. You're also going to find, as I said, things similar to Chanel, like the tweeds, the blazers, the mini skirt sets, the wools, the knits. I find a lot of those when I go into a Sandro store or a Sandro section of my local department store. Almost always next to a Sandro is Homage, which is another Parisian brand. This one too is Also very feminine, also very girly, but a little bit more edgy. And I think they have more special occasion wear, if I'm not mistaken, but it's also a brand I love. I did also get a piece from them at the outlet sale that I attended. Clearly, I'm a disaster at this, but All Saints is the one on this list that I've made the most purchases from. This is more of a moto chic type vibe, very casual, super chill at the same time. So you're going to find leather jackets here, you're going to find leather pants, you're going to find jeans, a lot of shirts, t-shirts, a lot of lace, just very cool, edgy vibes. And I really appreciate them, and I noticed other people are appreciating more their bags. Their leather bags are taking over. They're making great totes, but definitely look into them. They always have pretty good sales, and their pieces are super cool, super comfortable. So if you're into that moto chic vibe, definitely get into All Saints. You are not going to be disappointed. Frankie Shop was another brand that kept popping up when I was doing my little research for this video. Personally, don't have much experience with them, but I have appreciated others' experiences. This is where you're going to get those oversized shirts, those sets that everyone was loving a couple years ago. Everyone who got their Frankie Shop pieces, they're still wearing them, they're still loving them, and I am definitely now more interested in the Frankie Shop. And if this is the type of vibe you're going for, then obviously this is the best place to get it. SÈZANE is one I've been itching to shop with. I just can't wait, but I've decided I'm going to shop in person. But this to me is quintessential Parisian fashion. This is what I think of when I think of France. This is the romance, the whimsy, the feminine. This is just everything to me, and it's somewhat still eclectic, and that's how I think of my style, and that's why I'm so drawn to this brand. I've been keeping myself somewhat satiated with pieces from like Anthropology because I think it's the same vibe, but SÈZANE is definitely one that's really loved just for that reason. And last on this list, but certainly not least, and one that's actually in my top 10 of brands overall, and talking about well above some high-end deluxe brands, it's the brand SÈZANE. I tell you, this brand could easily be a luxury brand. However, the founder of the brand is Sarah Stottinger. She has said that she believes that fashion is a form of empowerment and therefore it should be accessible. But when I tell you, these items from SÈZANE, if she chose to turn this into a luxury brand, I would be 100% behind her. Despite the mid-range pricing, their quality is unbelievable. And if they ever get to see a video like this, I want them to know that I'm ever so grateful, and so are so many others of us, for this brand, because this is where we have been able to find these fun, statement-y type pieces that are outside of the box and exciting in a time where minimalism has been taking over. And despite the fact that a lot of their pieces are bold, they're brightly colored, you can also find some more of the functional looking pieces, which is what I have here. This is one of my absolute favorite bags in the entire world, and I'll do a more dedicated video to this bag if you guys want me to. But when I tell you I'm in love with this bag, I'm in love with this bag. And you can see it has feet. There's so many things going on with this bag, and this to me is of such better quality, such better finish than a lot of your favorite luxury design houses produce. More likely recognize this brand from these types of beaded bags. They're very fun, very exciting pieces, and I'm absolutely so in love with this brand, and obviously others are, and that's why they are among the most popular mid-range brands. I've always been of the belief that the sweet spot is in the middle when it comes to quality, when it comes to pricing, and when it comes to a good name. Let me know what your favorite mid-range brands are in the comments below. Until my next video, stay fashionably well and in good health.